Nakabenta ki khobor ke baman kasngi subscribe yo Antor News.
Haba jubam halor ka jingya tai ha dor bar banta kasni halor ka jingkiu dor jingki marba mardi na kalyang jung konrat ke sangma ula pen pau ya ka jing sngo sarong halor ka jingwan raj jong ka sorkar ya ke babun kilat kilenti na ka benta banyarap ya ki nong sengkam sing jam la jong na lor ka bawan ra ya shibun ki program na ka benta ki nong rep la don away record bakadeu halor ka janrendia ngas ngau sarong banya kendu hapi ngas ngau sarong banya tu hapi ba menta kasngi ngala phong ye kasop ti rendia kabla pen mi da ki nong rep bat la time bat pen wandu da ki priu jongi hi na kajla la ong konrat ke sangma ulong shushuru ba ka rong jong kanika jan klem da kle rong ai henrei ka de ka rong kumbala long hi natural bat ong ro bas ngau sarong ban phong ya ka jan kabla bu bat pen wandu da ki self help group na kajla bat ulakwaro ban aimen sim halor kanika benta
working on ensuring that this value addition takes place, be it Lakadong mission, be it the honey mission, be it our milk mission. In ginger mission, sir, we have distributed more than 3,000 metric tons of materials to almost 18,000 farmers. We spent 23 crores to do this, sir. And our target is to be able to touch almost close to about 1 lakh plus metric tons of production and be at least in the top 2. Today Assam is the largest producer. We are at number 6, but we can and we have the potential of being, if not number 1, the number 2 in the country, and maybe even being number 1. Simply because our area is smaller, sir, we may not be able to compete with larger states in terms of that, but definitely we have a huge potential simply because farmers are taking a great level of interest. So these areas are the ways in which we are seeing that the self-sufficiency for our products and self-sufficiency should come up in different areas. And that is where we have different programs like even the entrepreneurs, sir, because we realize that without entrepreneurs, the farmers are not able to collectivize their produce. Today we may be helping farmers with Focus program, with Focus Plus program, with the piggery program and the different missions that we have. But at the end of the day, we collectivize the farmers, form them into groups, but until and unless we don't have an entrepreneur who can then bring them all together and add the commercial and the value to it, package it and send it across, we will not be able to achieve that. And hence we have many programs like the Prime program and different entrepreneurship programs that we are running to be able to achieve that. We realize that there are a lot of loopholes in terms of storage space not available, cold storage is not being there. In the recent past, we have put up many cold storages in different locations. I have a long list out here in different areas we have put up, and right now we have about 11 of them. These cold storages, some of them are completely solar powered cold storages, and we intend to go across the state and provide cold storage, and not just cold storage, basic storage facilities as well as farmers markets, so that the accessibility and the place to sell is there. So these kind of initiatives all are being taken to ensure that the overall support is there for the farmers. We are distributing vegetable seeds to them. We have different programs. We have a agri-response vehicle system, the 1917, and as we speak, sir, we are finalizing the list of beneficiaries for the 200 Mahindra pickups that we intend to have. So earlier we only had 28 or 25 1917 pickup vehicles, but that will now go 10 times and we will have about 200 plus vehicles that will be serving the farmers, and a similar program is being done for tourism also. So hence these different interventions have been made in order to ensure that our overall productivity and self-sufficiency comes up, because as I said, without that we will not be able to achieve the ultimate stability, and supply will always fluctuate, which means the prices will always fluctuate in our state, sir. So at the same time, I would like to mention that we've also realized that supporting the individuals and the poor especially at the grassroots level is absolutely necessary. And small but important steps are being taken. So from this month of October, I'm happy to inform everybody on the floor of this house that the senior citizens and the pensions for people with disability and the single mothers will be increased from 6,000 rupees per year to 9,000 rupees per year, sir. So this will really, has been a long demand of these people who have been suffering and not getting sufficient amount. I understand this may not be completely sufficient for them to take care of all their needs, but wherever possible, sir, we are trying to intervene and help the different sections of society in whatever way possible that we have, sir. Sir, apart from that, so there were so many points, so I'm not being able to go as per the sequence, but I'll try to cover whatever we can, sir. So apart from that, I think there's a long reply that has been made by the department for me. I don't wish to read it. It's almost going to take me maybe an hour or an hour and a half. And hence I have tried to just restrict to the points that have been mentioned by the members, and try to also give an idea to the members who have participated today that that this is of course a very, very important issue. And earlier I had discussed it with the Agriculture Minister because it was directed to him. I had told him that this is a subject that involves agriculture, veterinary, taxation, transportation, and many other factors, and hence it will be important that that I should take it up. And there's a reason why we have tried to cover all these aspects. Now, I remember that some members had mentioned that there are certain issues of illegal collections, and also the fact that in Tura market also that there have been people who have been taxing individuals and shops. And I'm happy to inform the honorable member that we are aware of these practices, and some of these practices were going on for a very, very long time. And maybe I think first time in the history of Tura town, there was a firm action taken in this regards. Not only were certain organizations and action was taken certain organizations and individuals, but we also called all the traders, we called all the municipal officials, we called all the different stakeholders and had a meeting and decided that we are going to come out with price sheets. May not be in the immediate future, but as we move along, we'll come out with price sheets so that the traders also, as well as the public, knows the prices of the products. And as rightly mentioned by the honorable member, that there were certain individuals and organizations that were taxing the people. And in fact, in the first go itself, instance itself, the sweet market, every product in the sweet market, one Rasgulla or one, what do you call that, Lal Mohan or something it's called, all the products, they saw a 100% or 50% decrease in the prices. So from 20 rupees, it went down to 10 rupees. From 30 rupees, it went down to 15 rupees. So all these steps are being taken. Some of the members have mentioned that there were some gates by certain councils that were set up, and if those can be looked into, as was mentioned by the honorable members themselves, that we had called a meeting and action was proposed to be taken, and we had told, and the district councils had told us that they will take the action. And maybe in some cases the action has not been taken as per the decision that was taken on that day. I can assure the honorable member that we will once again call a review of this and ensure that not just there, but wherever these kind of mechanisms are there which will lead to an increase in the price for the final consumer, which is not necessary at all and can completely be taken off, the government will take every step possible to ensure that. And I have started it by doing it in my own constituency, I should say. So Tura town itself, this issue was happening. I called up the DC and SP and I said, there is no reason why for unnecessary illegal forces that the public at large should suffer. And hence that step was taken, and I'm happy today that if not in one go, slowly and steadily we are, dismantling these different kind of systems that are in place that are illegally collecting money, which is leading to increase in the price. And as we move along, we will try our best to ensure that this kind of activities are completely stopped. And because, as I said, they are very complex. It's not that it's a very simple mechanism. There's very complicated, going on for many, many years, and dismantling these kind of systems also requires the political will. And let me assure you, sir, we have started it with Tura. We will do our best to try and see how we can ensure that these kind of systems are not there in any part of the state, sir. Sir, I have tried my best to cover many different points and topics that have been mentioned. I would conclude by saying that at the end of the day, demand and supply is the major crux of every kind of price fluctuation that takes place. In terms of demand, we know what our demands are, but it is a supply factor that is always the part that affects us. And in the long run, the only way to get supply neutralized is to ensure that the overall production within our state goes up. We are able to support and help our farmers, be it in terms of allied sector or be it directly the agriculture in terms of vegetables and other products and fruits. We need to be able to increase our own production in food, own production in pork, in beef, in all these products. We should be able to increase our production, and all different government programs are targeting to do that. And we have seen significant increase in the revenues and the outcome also. And that is the way forward. In terms of the taxes that are there, as I mentioned, sir, the petrol taxes today that are levied, Meghalaya has the lowest rate on fuel in the country today, sir. And we were even lower than this, but we had to increase it, still keeping ourselves lower than the rest of the country, simply because we also need the revenue to pay for a large number of expenditures. Regarding the GST issue, I've mentioned, sir, this particular tax that was imposed is not for our goods that are like vegetables, fruits and meats and so on and so forth, and not for like fresh and frozen food subjects, because the GST is nil on them, but it is solely for food items contained in containers with a brand name, sir. And this was done on a consensus basis. All states throughout the country have agreed to it, including states that are run by Congress or by Trinamool or by any other. They all agreed that this is something that needs to be done in order to ensure that there is no tax evasion that is taking place. And overall, in our own policies and whatever illegal systems are there, we will strengthen our policies, sir, to ensure that wherever we can improve things. And at the end, sir, wherever there are these kind of illegal activities, I can assure everybody that action will be taken to ensure that these kind of activities and collections and these kind of interventions are neutralized, sir. So with these few words and with the different points that I have mentioned, I hope I have been able to satisfy to some extent at least the